audio purposes.
Well,
Like you have a very aesthetically pleasing voice. Me, not so much. I have a face for radio as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Just
so
is this it? Are we going for it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
this
going.
is it. We're
This
deep,
is
dude.
it. I will
This is it.
turn
Alright.
Space Jam off like you requested.
Yeah.
He said, please.
He had a
We're
hot take
recording-
on the second one.
But yeah. Second Space Jam. Not with it.
Not a
at all.
LeBron fan?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Ooh.
Okay.
Don't put words
Tennis
in my
mom
mouth
is
that
upset.
quick.
We're shooting from the hip right now.
That
Bro,
hat is fire, by the way, dude. I love that shit.
That's so funny. I said I don't like Space Jam 2. He's like, oh, so you hate black people? That's
Whoa.
not what I said.
That is
that is not what I
that
said.
is removed from what I
Damn,
said.
dog. It's aggressive.
No, I love LeBron.
It just
and-
didn't carry the plaque.
No, it was just yeah, I didn't like it at all. There we go. That's a little less distracting.
It's just
Fire
the pyrotechnics.
going off and fucking, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No,
that's the
great.
game right there. Brother, so who do we have in studio? Do you want to go by your name or
Most people call me Pagu.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Jonah Tatum, and like that's no secret.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it is funny, even though that's like on my Spotify bio and on my Instagram, sometimes I'll be like out with my friends and somebody will call me Jonah and and people will be like, who's Jonah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friends will be like, what do you mean that's his name? And people are like, oh, I thought your name was Pagu. So
Oh, word.
yeah, it's like a really long-standing name. So when I hear it, it's like hearing my name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I definitely like respond to it. And
Where did
identify with it.
Where did that come from? What's the origination?
Man.
I will
that?
say both sound awesome.
Yeah, no,
There's not a lot of Jonas.
That's a quality name.
That's true. When I meet a Jonah, it is definitely surprising.
Yeah.
Funny story too, is I have met a Pagu.
Like
For the first time this year, which was so crazy. There's a girl in Italy, named, I think it's like Pagurina or something like that. That's where her friends call her. And she DM'd me several weeks ago, and I thought she was being serious, but she DM'd me and she was like, "Can you change your name?" And I was like,
You're like, fuck.
You're like,
this
Dude,
is
I know,
what I landed
just
on.
like out of nowhere, just like some Italian girl DMs me is like, "Can you change your name?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure."
Yeah. No,
Just
you
give me,
you
just
win.
Give me like 2 days.
You win.
Yeah, no.
Let me
But I
figure
was
some
like,
stuff out.
Yeah.
and so like
Just
I
ruined
I
everything
did-
I've ever
no,
done.
dude, and I didn't realize she was joking at first. And so I like responded with a very sincere response where I was like, "Hey, I think that this town is actually big enough for the two of us.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm in America." But
Like-
she wanted to like do music. And she was like, "Dude, I'm like totally joking. I'm sorry. It's just like me and my friends have known about you and your music, and it's kind of like an inside joke
Oh, that's
because
dope.
I'm
That's-
also Pagu."
Yeah.
And so we hit it off, and you know we've been like kind of digital pen pals ever since.
Yeah.
You know, just the two Pagus. And
That's tight as shit, though.
we
Pagu
think,
to Pagu.
we think it's kind of like the Spider-Man Spider-Verse rules, where there's like
word.
different Peter Parkers, there's different Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
They're all Spider-Man, but like,
Right.
you know, we're all Pagu, but we're different. We're different sides and different dimensions.
Word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she says that she's like the Spider Gwen.
Oh, that's
equivalent
dope.
Okay.
Of Pagu.
Yeah.
which is tight. So the etymology of Pagu.
Big word for our podcast. It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's the first
We'll
time
go
our
later.
listeners have heard that one.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not gonna
What
lie.
was he talking about?
Okay, so
How do you spell that?
Edamame?
edamame. So,
I like I've had that
all right,
before.
I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let you guys
On
in
a little
the secret.
secret.
On a little secret. I was talking to my friends earlier this year, and I said like when I start doing like more interviews and press and stuff, I want to tell people a different origin story for the Pagu name.
Oh damn! Why'd you say that?
I know. Well, the thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like by the time it crops up again,
Yeah.
like people might not know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of on the DL, unless like I don't know. There might be some like real ones. Like Nardwar will probably like listen to this
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I got to watch out for. But yeah. So I was actually thinking in the car. I was like, what do I tell these guys? But you know what? I'm actually gonna just tell you where it actually comes
Okay.
from.
Oh, word.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's really, really dumb. I was just like,
Believable.
I was just like I was really obsessed with pugs as a young whippersnapper, like early teens, 11, 12 years old. I was really obsessed with pugs, like the dog breed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because I'm
What is the
as
other?
opposed
Where
to
are the other ones at?
Yeah. Not the mugs.
Right, yeah, exactly.
with the P.
Which is ironic because I'm actually like really allergic to dogs, but I was like very fixated on pugs. I thought they were really cute. And so I I say like it's past tense. I am a huge weeb. And so I was like, what's pug in Japanese? And it's Pagu. And so that's what I rolled with.
Word.
Damn.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, ironically, I as far as I know, I haven't done like ancestry.com or anything. As far as I know, I don't have like a single modicum of Asian DNA, but I look Asian. I'm like ethnically ambiguous enough to where I can get away with using a Japanese word as my artist name without, being called out for
People being like,
yeah,
why are
you know what I mean? Like, why are you? What's the word? Appropriating. Why are you like?
Right.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, it's chill because I look Japanese. No, I'm playing.
Should we play a game
Chill.
where we guess?
What?
I said, should we play a game where we guess?
Guess what?
What do you think his ambiguism is?
Nope.
That's got to be a thing.
I like
Yeah.
that you're like trying to rise
Because
to
you
the
said
the vocab.
something earlier.
I liked etymology.
Edmonton or
Etymology.
something.
And I also said modicum.
Modicum. Yeah, I caught that and I was
Still
like,
don't know
let's
what
keep
that
going.
is. Still don't know
Yeah.
what that one is.
I don't know. Because
I
people
like
think
that.
I'm Asian as well. He thinks I have a cat face.
Word.
I think I have an ugly
very
face.
cat-like.
Here's the thing. My grandpa, my late grandpa Reggie, said that they have like a percentage of Japanese, but also my grandpa Reggie is like the whitest person I've ever seen in my life, and he also just said a lot of stuff.
Word.
He said a
Yeah.
lot of crazy
Once they get to
stuff.
a certain age, it's like you can't really. They just kind of blurt it out. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So you kind of have
exactly.
to take it with a
Yeah.
grain of salt. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. So
Yeah.
like the jury's still out on
Right,
that one.
right.
I mean, I could be Asian.
What probably happened was he was saying a lot of true things, and he's like, man, I probably shouldn't have let that stuff out. Let me let out more
Let me just
to just muddy up the
Muddy
waters.
it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
keep them guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun game.
Is that
that
me and
old
your
people play.
Gram?
Yeah.
We robbed a bank.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
where
fun
we
game.
met.
Yeah.
Probably not true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, very, very ethnically ambiguous, and I think a lot of people think that. Actually, no, like most people think that I'm Asian, or at least like half Asian.
So
But-
where do you get that energy from? So people approach you and you're like, Asian. Like how do
that's
they?
exactly how it goes.
Really?
People
They
see me on the
point
street and
and-
be like, Asian? And I'm like, no.
That's
No.
aggressive, dude.
Yeah.
That's
No,
insane.
not how it
I don't
works
think
at
I've
all,
ever
dude. What do you
pointed
mean?
at a person and
No.
been like, "You Moroccan?"
No, that's,
You know, like,
that's
what?
not how that
Yeah.
works at all. I don't know how that comes up in conversation, but I'm actually Hispanic.
Word.
Yeah, so
That was gonna be my guess.
That
Of the Hispanes, I wouldn't have known which one. You know.
I
out
am
of
Mexican,
this
half
veins.
Mexican.
Word.
Yes, so I'm an extremely pale person of color.
I feel like also in the future, you should also change that a lot. Like the Pagu's different.
Yes.
Also, what you are
Yeah, I mean,
is
like,
different.
I'm actually half Thai. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
For sure. I'll definitely mix it up. Yeah, and the thing is, like, people will clown on me. They're like, "You're not Mexican. You're so white." And I'm like, "Look, Obama was half white.
Yeah.
He's still considered the first black president. So
Yeah.
put that in your pipe and
Good
smoke
point.
it."
Well,
that's
second,
true.
Bill was right there before him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wait, what?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton?
He was like 95, I think.
95 what?
Like the year 95, 96,
Oh,
something
oh, oh.
in that. He was the first black president.
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, he did a lot of crazy shit. You know?
Wow.
Was
getting
Bill
deep.
Clinton black?
Skin tone, not so much. But
But
you know, he had a swagger like
Okay.
an urban gentleman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
all right, we can have like a third crazy black joke.
Yeah.
In the pod. We've got to draw the line at
Yeah,
two.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really 3 strikes and you're out, dude.
Yeah.
It's 3 strikes
tough.
and you're out.
And I
Like,
made one before this.
Yeah.
that didn't,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
That should never see the light of day.
And
That
it
one
was-
is.
I'm
We weren't-
almost scared of the one that I said at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with
Sometimes
you.
you just gotta go right through a speed bump. You understand that maybe in the future I slow down for that,
Yeah.
Sure.
but I understand
Yeah.
like, hey,
Sure.
You're gonna rip
It'll-
the rear end out. But
yeah,
That's right.
Right
Okay.
now we're
might
good.
ruin some things.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm into that.
Yeah.
You know
So-
what?
You know what? Hold on, I got one.
Okay, let's hold on.
Taking off the gloves now, baby.
Yeah.
You know, in
You
fact,
know?
with that said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
so
shit.
you tell me what's the etymology of some people suck?
Well, if I'm understanding how that word's used, I'm
Yes.
gonna say originally it is a tagline for a bit from a stand-up comic that we both thoroughly enjoy.
Who's that?
Tom Segura.
Yeah.
One of his taglines to a bit is a baby is being loud
Yeah.
in a theater, and he goes up to the manager and he's like, "Yo, there's a baby in there being a baby," and the dude responds, "Some people suck."
Okay. Heard that.
And like we like that so much. The other one was bikes.
Doesn't
the podcast.
really work as a
yeah,
podcast.
it's like a
name.
hard.
Yeah. Bikes podcast,
Yeah,
and then we talk about
nothing.
We don't talk
but-
about
We don't talk
Yeah.
about bikes.
I
I mean, we
at all.
don't
Yeah.
super talk about people that suck.
We don't.
I guess we're not like,
could
and
get
that's
into that.
another person that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
not-
but yeah,
I think
that's like
it looks way better on shirts, though. You know.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is
Also,
cool.
he had a lot of bikes merch. He had
Yeah.
no "Some People Suck" merch, which is crazy
Yeah.
because he can just afford it. He
Speaking
can
of
foot the bill
merch,
on all that.
I meant to bring merch, and I found a couple I found some like deep cuts in
Yeah.
my closet. They're super wrinkled, and so I threw them in the dryer, and that's where they are.
Word.
Nice.
That's fine.
That's tight. I
But
respect
they
It's
will
the
like
thought.
spawn in your mailbox at some point.
Oh,
That's
word.
Because
tight,
I'm
though.
a frequenter of Pensacola.
Yeah.
I live like an hour away in Valparaiso, but
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
I do come out to Pensacola all the time because this is where all of my friends live pretty much.
Did you grow up over here or over there?
I actually grew up in Ohio.
Hmm.
So I was born in Fort Walton Beach, and then when I was 5, my family up and moved to Ohio, and I spent like the ages of 5 to 18 in Dayton, and then like week or two after I graduated high school, I moved down here.
Yeah.
Moved in with my dad. Hit Bonnaroo on the way.
Sick.
That's tight.
It was sick.
Did Dayton have any influence on you musically? Because I know that's like a big metalcore like
Oh, yeah.
area.
Oh, is it? Yeah, dude. I have some roots that I'm very proud of with Dayton. Some of my contemporaries musically. Shout outs Icicle and Knavery. Those are some big homies. And then also like the generation before me, like the Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
They actually they came from the I don't want to like dox them, but they came from a youth group at a church that I went to. And
wow.
Oh,
so
sick.
when I was like 12 or 13, they were like the late high school, early college age
Yeah.
people that were attending there. So like occasionally I'd see James Bainey, like the keyboardist, just
Yeah.
in service
Yeah.
there when I was young, and I'd really had no idea who they were. So we were kind of just like ships passing in the night, because once I actually found out who they were,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
They
were
were-
like long
gone.
gone, and
Yeah.
I was like, dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Here's a story that I love about the Devil Wears Prada and Pagu. They have no idea that this is a thing, but it meant a lot to me. So I love the Devil Wears Prada. They're my favorite metalcore band,
Yeah.
and they're some like Dayton boys, so I have a lot of pride there. They played at Vinyl Music Hall
Yeah.
in Pensacola last year.
Like
I say
December,
in
wasn't it?
Pensacola. Well, they were opening for August Burns Red at that show.
Okay.
But they did a headlining show last year,
Gotcha.
and I was at that. And I was like pretty close up at the front, just going crazy, and they were like throwing out their set lists and stuff, and I caught one of them, and I have it like in my desk, and it says like the Devil Wears Prada, Vinyl Music Hall, Pensacola, Florida, and I was like, you know what? These guys are from Dayton, and they're like, they went to Pensacola, and they played at Vinyl Music Hall. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And like, so
Yeah.
I was like resolved to play Vinyl Music Hall, which is like the biggest venue. It's the biggest like event venue we have in the area if you don't consider the convention center, because a convention center is not innately a venue.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
not
it's a
just-
big space that they set
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also,
Different
vinyl is
shit.
consistent. It's like
Yeah.
They're constantly music.
and it's
And
not
they're
the
only music.
same sound every week or
Yeah,
whatever. It's
so-
like we're everything that.
Right.
Yeah.
All that to say, I was like, that was like the peak like bucket list item. I was like,
Yeah.
once I hit that, I'll feel like I've really accomplished a lot. And the 30th, like this upcoming Thursday, I'm direct support for a dubstep producer named Murata at Vinyl, and that will be my third time playing there in like the
yeah.
past year.
That's fucking wild.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
That'll be my third time playing there.
That's sick.
But you've yet to headline.
Oh no, it was literally just like I just want to play it.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
So I've
I've
hit that benchmark coming up on 3 times now.
Fuck yeah. I have this like idea of you headlining, having a set list, having everything, taking a picture next to that one,
I
and
know.
just
Being
putting it
like-
out on Twitter being like,
What up, dog?
Oh,
your
dude.
move.
What up,
That's
dog?
Your move.
that's so funny. I
your
didn't even
move.
think about it, but like
I'm also headlining these places.
we do print out like set lists with our like logo
Yeah.
and all that. I say we because I'll play with a band for
Yeah.
some shows. Like I one thing that I'm known for is having a live show and also having DJ sets. And they're like two very distinct experiences, but they're both under the Pagu name. And honestly, like I'd say that is like something that I'm very uniquely blessed with, a following that like understands that and embraces it, because like I play the full band show where it's like all originals. We have like a guitarist and a drummer, and I'm singing, and it's got like a lot of indie rock flavor to it, and so there's fans of that, and like a lot of the punk kids out here really like that stuff. And then I also will play raves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really cool that I get to be on lineups that are like all bands, and then also, you know, be on lineups like with Murata, where I'm able to like just play crazy DJ sets. Like I love that so much. I feel like I'm just so blessed. It really feels like kind of like having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I'm super passionate about so many different types of music, and the fact that I get to embody all of those things, like I get to be in a band and get to like be a DJ and play big raves, is like insane. I'm so grateful to have a world around me that like really gets that and appreciates both. You know, there's fans of the live set, there's fans of the DJ sets, and a lot of them are like fans of both, which is so crazy.
I mean, you're probably making them a fan of you in general,
Yeah.
and then you're introducing them to both sides.
Yeah, I think there is definitely a lot of that. Like, and like that definitely feels weird to talk about because like it's something that like I don't even think about or like talk about a lot, which is like that I'm selling people Pagu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then whatever that entails.
They're into it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, like that is something that I am very passionate about. I know a lot of people that are doing music are like they complain about it, and they wish they just had like an A&R or like a manager to kind of like craft their brand. And they're like, why do I have to be a content creator and a graphic designer and like a social media guy to do music? Like that's stupid. And like there a lot of people have like a lot of discontent with the current landscape of the music industry.
Right.
I personally love getting to do it. Really.
Yeah.
I love being a character, and I love curating a world and like a persona and the lore and stuff. And like this is probably the most serious people I've ever heard from Pagu. I'm usually like a real goofball.
You're like,
And-
I normally talk in a high pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is
Pagu.
Yeah, this is the Pagu voice review. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Hey, brother,
pretend
cut
that
his
didn't
mic.
happen.
Yeah.
I cut his mic.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I love, like, honestly, this is something that has been on my mind a lot lately. There are so many musicians and producers and like singer-songwriters on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter that are just constantly, sorry mom, bitching about the music industry. And they're always complaining about like, oh, the music industry is rigged against us. You know, like the big publishing companies and the labels, it's rigged against us. It's, you know, it's controlled by the elites, and like we're just at the mercy of TikTok, and I have to make content like all day. And the thing is just like, and the thing is they're just like, well, the thing is it's really just like, figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know that sounds so wacky, but for
Also,
me,
everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
it's just
You don't
like,
have to always be like that.
Well, and also if you don't like doing it, you don't have to do it. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, there's nothing saying you have to.
No one's forcing you.
Right, you don't
to-
have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I just think there's ways around it. Like I've completely sworn off making promotional video content for my music. Like you're not gonna catch me in my car being like, hey guys, Pagu here, just wanted to tell you about my new single, you know what I mean? Or like, you're never gonna hear like a text to speech being like, you know, hey, my name is Pagu, I'm a producer from Northwest Florida, and I wrote this song about, like, never. I think that is such a waste of time. And the thing is, really, it's just a gamble, because people are making that kind of content all the live long day, just like crapping it out, just hoping, praying at the altar of TikTok, please let this video pop off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's just like, there's like these practices, these general practices and hoops to jump through, and these things that you are told to do as a musician, and they are making content on TikTok, getting people to pre-save your songs on Spotify. Have you heard of that? Pre-saving?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And dude, it's so, oh my gosh, don't even get me started. If one more person asks me to pre-save their stinking single, dude, I will throw a fit. I'm so sick of it. And they think it's going to help them.
Yeah,
they're
what's
like,
the point of it?
I do have a
Like,
question.
it's a game, dude. It's a
I have a
game.
question, and then I'll let you cook on that. But
Yeah.
what is the deal with?
Cell phones.
What's the deal with pre-saves?
Yeah, really.
What's the deal with pre-saving? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it, because
don't-
you'll have somebody drop almost the entire song already, hundreds of times in hundreds of stories, and they're
my
like,
gosh.
catch this next 30th. It'll be like,
it's
60 days away. I'm like, you've already almost dropped the whole song. Drop it already. What is
what is
that?
keeping them
Yeah.
from...
I feel like nowadays you could maybe do like a week.
Let me
and
tell
people
you,
are gonna be like,
dude, I'm literally
If that.
So I can say
That's
this
what I'm
because
saying.
I'll forget about
this
it
is coming
in
out. This is
fucking-
coming
in
out
4
next
days.
Monday, right?
This? Yeah.
This, what
yes,
we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the 27th.
I'm hot dropping a song on Friday. Like, we can talk more about that track soon, but like, I'm releasing a song on Friday and I'm not announcing it. I'm literally just like, the morning it comes out and be like, hey, this song is out now.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what I did recently. So let me tell you what you're told to do. You're told to pedal for pre-saves and beg all your friends to pre-save your song because it helps the algorithm. You're also expected to upload your songs weeks in advance so that you can pitch your song to Spotify. And basically, if you upload your song on the Spotify for Artists app, you get the option to pitch the song, which means you can like write up like 300 words, whatever, just basically begging Spotify to like add your song to an editorial playlist. Let me tell you all a little something.
Okay.
So I recently released a song called "You Always Do" with my friend Chloe Mosier.
Awesome song.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So we did not announce that song. We didn't tease that song. I uploaded that song to DistroKid like 3 or 4 days before it came out. I did not pitch it. I did not ask for pre-saves. I did not do any of the stuff that you're expected to do.
Yeah.
Yet, that song got put on a Spotify editorial playlist, Fresh New Finds Indie, which is literally one of their biggest playlists, and that song popped off.
Yeah.
And I didn't do any of the dark magic that
Yeah.
everyone is saying that you need to do. And I have a lot of friends that do that stuff constantly and do not get editorial placements. Now, that's less me bragging because, again, that's the first time it's ever happened to me. That's less me bragging and more so showing it's all baloney.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do any of the stuff you're supposed to do, and it still got placed on an editorial playlist. So I don't know. That really was the nail in the coffin where I was like, I am never doing any of this bullcrap ever again. Yeah. I am very, very I've jokingly said to my friends I'm post music industry because the biggest way that I actually communicate with my following these days is in the mail, snail mail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I send people.
You just blew. I don't. He's too young to even know what mail is.
I send people.
Mail's physical.
I send people postcards and letters and stickers and announcements about what's going on with the project in the mail because, let me tell you how you experience a Pagu Instagram post. You're on your phone. You're on Instagram. And you're scrolling, and you see memes, and you see news, and you see this, and you see that. You see my post. You keep scrolling. Maybe you'll like it, but your brain has crapped out what you just saw 2 minutes later because you're seeing so many posts. Now let me tell you what happens. You go check your mail. You got a postcard, and it's something you're holding. You read it, and you're like, when's the last time you've gotten a postcard from an artist you listen to?
Yeah, no. I mean,
right?
never.
And it stays on your...
Drake.
Right? Exactly. Be my
pen
pen pal.
from the mountaintop.
Pen pal. But that stays on their counter. Maybe they'll put it up on their fridge. A lot of these kids to put it up on their wall, which I'm super appreciative of. And it has so much of a longer linger mentally whenever you have physical mail. So it costs a lot.
I was about to say that.
However, you know what costs even more is those stupid boosted posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's malarkey, dude.
So how many of these are you how many people are you mailing on average?
Right now it's at 250.
250 people.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of
insane,
postage, dude. It's a lot of postage. The cheapest way you can mail somebody something is a postcard because a postcard stamp costs less than a normal stamp. Just a little bit.
Stamp industry is crazy.
Yeah, right dude. No, it is. Stamp. Dude, I'm just now figuring this out. This year.
He's cutting them with razors in half.
Oh my gosh, dude. Stamps are egregious.
Oh, yeah. Dude, waiting in line to see old ladies buy books of them. I'm like, you can buy books of stamps?
That's me. I'm the old lady buying books of stamps because I recently sent out a little mini poster and a little letter from me and a little letter from Chloe. And so what I do is I'll handwrite letters to people that are always coming to shows and stuff. I'll tap in with them on a personal level, which is my equivalent of DMing someone, whatever. And then I'll also on the big scale, I'm not gonna, I can't write 250 letters. My hand starts cramping if I write for longer than a minute. So I'll write something out and then I'll photocopy it. You know what I mean? Because the thing is I feel it's better that than just printing out typed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, it definitely feels more personal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it carries a little more weight.
And that's the thing. Honestly, I guess the number one takeaway I hope people understand from my example in the music industry is that building real personal connection with your following is more important than any metric. It's more important than any number. It's more important than your following on Instagram or pre-saves or placements on Spotify, because the thing is at the end of the day, numbers don't really amount to much. And I've experienced big numbers on pretty much every front.
Yeah.
I've gotten big numbers on streaming. And I know some people would think that my numbers is not big, but big for me, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's all relative.
right. So like, you know, the Spotify editorial placement, that got us like 20,000 streams in like a week, which,
Wow.
That's fucking
right, it's a
wild.
lot. I played this year for a crowd of like 1,700 in Chattanooga.
Jeez.
But the thing is, guys, is like that stuff, once I got that stuff, I just wanted more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whenever oh man, it's so crazy. Like I remember being a teenager and just like watching videos of Skrillex and stuff and like playing these clubs and playing for these big crowds, and he has the, you know, the LED wall behind him and all the lights. He's playing crazy music. That was me in Chattanooga just like a few months ago playing for this crowd of 1,700 people. Yeah. And I remember going back to my green room after playing and just being like, that's not what I was looking for in my heart. You know what I mean? That did not complete me. That didn't satisfy me. Even though it was like picture perfect.
Yeah.
Like
this is what you've been thinking
this is
about.
What I've been wanting to be for like 10 years, and I finally did it. And it's just not what I wanted, man. What I want and like what matters to me is when I'm playing at the handlebar for 25 people and like 10 of those kids are screaming their heads off at the lyrics because they know them and they listen to those songs. That's what matters to me, man.
Yeah.
That matters to me so much more than just playing in front of like 1,700 randos.
Yeah.
But like it's all about the personal connection for me, man. And it's real. It's not like I want to make a personal connection with people so that I can like market to them. It's like literally it is like the means to an end. Like having personal connection with people that are listening to my music is what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was there a time before that burned you? Like, did you used to follow a certain like format and then you're like, oh, this is just a fucking joke, and that's what burned you and you became like the mentality you have now about the industry? Or was it like Spotify fucked you up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly,
or was it that you hitting that 20,000? You're like, oh, it's a fucking.
I will say this.
It's just a luck.
You know what? You know what really? I'd say really did it for me is I a little bit got burned by TikTok. I had a video pop off in a ridiculous way a couple years ago. And the reason it's ridiculous is because most of the time if someone posts a video and they get like a few million views or something on it, they'll get like an influx of followers, you know, and their account that has maybe 100 followers at the end of that run, you're going to be looking at like 2,000 or 3,000 followers, right? So I had a video pop off, and when my 15 minutes of fame was over, I had 52,000 followers on TikTok out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
What was it before this happened?
Like 100 something.
Holy shit!
He's like 100,000. He's like, I lost 40.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a bad video.
Yeah. So many.
He's like, I don't really like to talk about them before.
Literally, just like went from like nothing to like, literally that video was on the front page of TikTok for weeks, and I kid you not, there would be kids at Target that would be like, "Are you that guy on TikTok?"
Yeah,
that's
serious.
wild.
What was the video about?
It was me with like a fingerboard, like a tech deck.
Yeah.
I did a kickflip off of the top of my oven onto the counter from like 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
And before that, I had like these tiny sunglasses on. I said, "Remember, kids, disrespecting women is not cool." And then I hit that crazy trick.
Yeah.
And like,
so it had nothing to do with your music at all. So your followers have no idea.
That's correct. And you know what? Dude? When I started trying to steer the ship towards musical,
they're like, "Hey, what happened to the fucking kickflip, dude?"
Guy. Yeah, exactly. When I started trying to steer the ship, dude, like TikTok was like, no, you don't.
Yeah,
you have no more reach now. And like literally, I still have like 52,000 followers, but I'll get hundreds of views on my videos.
Yeah,
that's
where I used to get
wild.
like tens of thousands after that, and so. That kind of, I was like, man, that's a joke. So, but yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, for some reason, but the thing is, like, it means very little because I feel like if I don't succeed in a way that people will like respect, then I think my, being post music industry won't mean a whole lot. I'll just kind of look like a ding dong. But the thing is, I have a very different definition of success.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't matter.
the thing is, like, I what really surprised me is I didn't realize how many people there were that I listened to and stuff, and like bands that I like. I didn't realize how many of these fools still had day jobs. Like pretty big sized bands.
Yeah.
Like would still have day jobs or have other like side hustles in the industry. And that was like very eye-opening, finding that out, for like meeting these people and finding out about them, getting more involved in like Nashville and LA. I was like, holy crap, my heroes are like working at Starbucks to pay the rent. You know what I mean? And that kind of blew my mind, and that started really changing the way I looked at what it means to have made it. And I realized that, like, thinking back to the numbers thing, the things that I do now, if like 15-year-old Jonah would see that, he'd be like, how could you possibly be discontent? You know what I mean? You're playing for all these people. Your music's on Spotify. Like, people know your lyrics. You have merch. You have a website. Like, how could you possibly be discontent? How could you possibly be unhappy? And that's what I realized, man, is like, literally the moment I stepped off that stage in front of 1,700 people, I was like, I could play for 5,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could get a little bit. I could get a bigger hit of serotonin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's all it is, man. It's just a drug. Like the success of the music industry, and you just want a bigger dose.
Right.
And that's the thing is, I realized I was like starting to kind of lose the plot with getting enraptured and fantasizing about success, and that's when I kind of just had to shift my mindset, and I was like, honestly, like I am living the dream right now. You know what I mean? Like, I get to do everything I want to do. I mean, I was just like, when I was younger, like a late teenager, early 20s, like 20 years old, I remember just like constantly struggling to just book shows. You know what I mean? Like, that was such a struggle, and I was just like, I'm just trying to convince people to let me play.
Yeah.
And now that's not a problem at all. I get to be like discerning and selective about the shows that I play, and like even that I feel like
That's a win.
Yeah, man, it's a huge win. Like and so that's the thing is, I'm just trying to count my blessings and realize that like there is a version of my life where I could never have had this revelation, and I would just be like, I just imagine being like 30 years old and having played really big shows and getting really big numbers on my music, and like still not being satisfied, and like still and the thing is, I realized it's just like, man, if I just spend my life just like looking for the next rung on the ladder, I'll never look down and see how high I got. You know what I mean? And so that's something that I've been trying to reset. You know? And the thing is, like, in like a super, in the music industry is like definitely big like hustle culture vibes. I feel like saying this stuff out loud, I feel like some people might be like, this guy's just like delusional and he's convincing himself that he's happy even though he's unsuccessful. But like, and I get that, and I understand that that might be some people's perception, but what matters to me a lot more than people thinking I'm successful or not is like having a life that is happy. Throughout like my entire life. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait till I've made it to be happy.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, oh, you got to have that fire in your belly. You got to be discontent, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We're like, no, I'm happy.
Right.
I'm actually I love what I do right now. And I'm going to do it on a bigger scale every year, and it's going to get better. But like, that's not what's going to make me happy. I'm happy because I'm making music and people are listening to it, and it's meaning something to them. That's all I really care about.
So if somebody came along and offered you, like, yo, we think you're the next big thing. Like, we want to do, like, maybe a small national tour and then figure out maybe we go world tour after that. And they're like, obviously I don't know shit about deals or anything, but like they're offering you money that you don't have to have a day job, but money not being the primary point of it, but you just being able to do music for life.
Yeah.
Like, how would that hit you?
I mean, it definitely.
Because that's what people consider traditional success. Like,
yeah, and like
yo,
that is that whole that is so rare, and that is like so uncommon these days. It really is a grind. But I don't know. First, I'd probably ask him. I was like, well, how long's the contract? Like, how long's the term? You know what I mean? Because if it's like a set for life thing, that feels like I'm like selling my soul to the devil.
Yeah.
Like, what do I owe him in return? You know what I mean?
I feel like I was just showing him an artist like right before this called Party Alone. Have you heard of this guy?
I have heard of the name, but I'm not
like he's
familiar
blowing
with
up everywhere, just like Arden Jones is, and like all these. I don't know what you call that style of music, but it's just like clean and poppy, and it's like catchy, and it seems like even in their own personal Instagrams, they're literally having the time of their life. They don't look like they're putting on.
Yeah.
They look like, because a lot of times they're together, them two dudes that I was just talking about, like they're making music together with like Mod Sun and these other artists, and they look like they're literally just having a good time, and it's being filmed. Like if that, because it seems like that's more so the future of like what the music industry might be like for some people versus back in the day. It's like Britney Spears, we're going to do this rollout. You're going to be a cheerleader this album, and this is going to be what you look like for the next few years, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. Like,
I will say this though.
Yeah.
I will say this. There are like very, very refined and shrewd portrayals of like organic musicianship when it really is like very crafted and very A&R'd.
Yeah,
So
like
I'm not
industry
saying that's
plants
the
and
case
stuff.
with those guys because
Yeah.
I really don't know enough, but there are like industry plants for sure, and people that are more in the Britney Spears realm that are like really, really very shrewdly portrayed to be very grassroots and like indie when it's really all a rollout that was like very planned out, you know what I mean? But I guess like I'm not like necessarily I'm not independent in I'm not like Chance the Rapper where I'm just like I'm always going to be independent and like I'm never going to sign a record deal. Like that's not true at all. I'm independent right now because I'm very much so like if you want something done right, do it yourself kind of guy. Yeah. And like I'm not going to lose any sleep if no one throws me a deal like that. I'm not holding out for that. Yeah. A lot of people I feel like are trying to get discovered still, like, which is dumb. They don't realize that you can just kind of slowly build yourself up to like making a living in the music industry. Yeah. I'm trying to like what I want to do, man, is I want to be a champion of the music industry middle class, which is like really, really non-existent. you have people, everyone that's just like piss poor, and then you have people that are just like raking in millions. And I really, if I could have a legacy in the music industry, it'd be helping to restore a middle class, because it's possible. I think people just need to be a little bit more, I guess, like a little bit more business minded, because if you look at like if you were to like look at what I'm bringing in financially through the project versus like how big my brand looks, which is not, like, you'd be pretty surprised. And a lot of that has to do with like working with other artists on their stuff. And then also like big shout outs to these kind of events. Have you heard of the Shrek Rave? Yeah. Have you heard of SpongeBob Rave? Or any of those?
Is it vinyl music hall where everybody dresses up?
Yeah. So
okay.
But the thing is, like, that's not just a vinyl. That's like a tour.
Oh, okay.
It's like a huge thing.
Gotcha.
There's stuff like that you can do, that you can like be a part of to supplement your income as a musician. Because the thing is, like, you can't just get caught up on what you're making from Spotify, which is like all those streams I got on You Always Do. I probably got like $6 from Spotify or something like that. So that's why you're poor, is because you're expecting to make all your money from Spotify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I make my money from shows and merch. And the reason you're not making money from shows is because you're agreeing to play for exposure. And you're agreeing to play for $100 because you got to pay your dues. That's not always true.
Yeah.
So you can sometimes, you'd be surprised how many people will throw me an offer and be like, no, give me this much. And they'll be like, okay. I'm like, you jerk, you're holding out on me. You have this money. You know what I mean? And so I think people just need to be like a little bit more aggressive in business and negotiations. And I think that'll help us put a little bit more food on the table as musicians.
I feel like sometimes people get burnt out before they get there because they don't find their crowd. Because maybe they don't spend enough time. They just feel like, oh, well, it's happened for this dude this fast from the optics.
Oh,
like
true,
they feel like, yo, Jack Harlow
gosh.
popped off and he just blew up and now he's like as big as Drake.
Yeah.
But they don't see like, yo, whoever the artist is could have possibly been doing this for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And like to address the middle class thing, I think middle class musicians is like such a short lived thing. You're either on the way up or on the way down.
Right.
So like that's why I feel like, yeah, you're right. There is no middle class because they're
you
either
don't stay
skyrocketing
there,
or plummeting.
Yeah.
Because they're going to jail for
That
rape
is-
or whatever.
that is true.
Whoa.
Peeing on people. I don't know.
There's a lot of
Underage.
Yeah, that can happen. That can happen for sure.
Yeah, dude. Where did you find your sound or like your musical start? Was it in Dayton or was it when you got back here?
That's a good question. Because
if you're in Dayton, you would think like your background would be more the worst product. Like
I was
that.
a huge nerd though, so I was listening to electronic music and like I don't even know if you're gonna know what this word is, but Vocaloid music. Mm-mm. So Vocaloid, I don't even know how to like describe this without going on a massive tangent. But Vocaloid is basically like it's a Japanese synthesizer that will create vocals from scratch. And there's this character named Hatsune Miku who's like a Vocaloid, and they're basically like fake pop artists. And so I'd listen to a lot of that music. I'd listen to music from like video games and stuff, and a lot of Skrillex, a lot of Daft Punk, and then the artist I think that inspired me the most when I discovered him was Porter Robinson, who I love. And I discovered his music when he released his album Worlds, and honestly I spent a lot of time just trying to emulate Porter Robinson. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like that is a due everyone pays, especially as a undiscerning teenager. Is like even to this day, like I feel like to like really scratch my itch when I've become like fixated on something is like to embody it and to like become it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be like there's this Wave Dash and ISO XO song called OK, and I've been listening to it nonstop, and like I remember watching like a video of them playing it at Red Rocks, and like I love this song so much, but like I have not quenched my thirst yet, and I'm going to when I open for Murata, and I'm going to play that song, and like it's just like I have to be in the cockpit, you know what I mean? And then I'll be happy. But so Porter Robinson was huge for me, and so I was just making like really kind of just like kind of down tempo sad boy synth pop stuff, really weeby stuff. And then when I moved to Florida, I discovered the band Phoenix. I'm sure you guys have heard their music. If the name doesn't ring any bells.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
What would we know? I will say before you go off again, I did write down 3 words that made me feel like this would be a good, like if I was telling somebody about your music.
Oh, sick.
Explorative love pop. That's like really what was hitting me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it expresses it for sure.
Because I'm like, you're literally exploring a sound. I feel like the lyrics are very like either about love or talking about that like that journey.
Yeah.
And it just has a very like I don't know.
Love
Pop
is,
because it's
Love Pop is a beautiful amalgam. That's really nice. I like that big time.
Did we know Phoenix? You looked
I
and you were
don't
like,
think-
oh,
You heard that
yeah,
song? It's
yeah,
like,
we're good.
Listomania. Despacito, like a ride, like a ride. I'm sure you've heard like 1901 by Phoenix. Oh. You never heard Phoenix, guys?
What'd you say?
No.
Nothing?
Oh, dude, be quiet.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
You're gonna get a copyright strike. You're gonna get that.
Yeah,
They
they
won't do
fucking...
The DMCA strike.
They took off
What
30
do?
seconds and just bleeped out 30 seconds or 30 minutes of one of our podcasts.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
It
cool.
wasn't even at the time of
And
the
it told us
song
it
either.
only wasn't going to be aired in Russia. But even here, you couldn't hear it.
Meanwhile, Vlad is like, crap.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
We have a big following in Germany.
I saw a lot of Russian people today at lunch.
We have a crowd. They kind of wander around.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. They're pissed about that episode.
I bet. Oh yeah, so I discovered Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
discovered this French indie rock band called Phoenix. They're massively popular. I can't believe anyone's not heard.
We've
their music.
all heard them.
We've all heard
know.
them.
It's just an
everyone's
ongoing
familiar
joke.
because they're ubiquitous. But, so I discovered them, and like that changed everything. I was like, man, I want to start laying down guitar and like drums. I
Yeah.
want people to like sing on my music and stuff. And I remember I was just like noodling around on my guitar, and I was just like, I still don't really know how to play guitar.
Noodling around, by the way, is such a good phrase.
I was noodling around on
noodling
guitar.
around.
And the thing is, like, a lot of my riffs that I play are just on one string because that's like a really easy way to play the guitar if you don't know how to play the guitar. And I was just wee, 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 just wee, 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 wee. And I was just making the dumbest. All my hooks are really silly. And so I came up with this. I was like, that could be something. And so I started like building around it, and I came up with the instrumental, and so then I put out a thing on Facebook. I was like, yo, I need like a male vocalist to sing on this song, and like no one was really getting at me. And so I was like, you know what? I have a microphone that I use to game with my friends. I'll give it a whirl. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of stumbled my way through like writing some lyrics and sang it. And honestly, like somehow, some way, came out with like a fairly respectable vocal performance from someone that did not consider himself a singer at the time. And then the song Inside My Mind was born, and that song was the first time I really made a pop song where I like wrote all the lyrics, I sang on it and everything, and I did the whole shebang. Everything before then was like instrumental or had like a featured artist singing because I didn't want to sing. And that song, man, that changed everything because it was so empowering. I was like, dang, I did that. Because I was like 18 or 19. I was like, I did that. Like, this sounds like it could be on the radio.
Yeah.
And I just like, that just came from my creative loins, you know? And I just like, and so I just started making a lot more stuff like that. And that's that. I guess that's where it started. And so I feel like my sound now is really like a conglomeration of all my different influences. And I don't remember who said it, but there was like a musician saying that like originality does not exist. What you really want to do is you just want to have so many different influences influencing you that they become unrecognizable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
Okay.
That is a
Yeah, that makes-
good
yeah.
take on it for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, because like the thing is, you can't come up with an original
Yeah.
idea. It's just somehow just a way your brain has like processed memories of music, which is weird. But like
Yeah.
you can't just come up with.
There's no original.
Yeah, you can't just pull stuff out of thin air.
Yeah.
It is because of like the millions of musical ideas you've processed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's definitely different like recognizable tropes in my music that you can like kind of like my drums, for example. The way I produce my drums are always super 80s because the first time I ever heard 80s drums, I remember I was just like, why are all drums not like this? Like, why aren't all drums just sounding massive and in your
Yeah.
face, like the Phil Collins. I was like, why is that not every drum? Like
all of the songs.
Yeah,
be
why
like
is not
that.
why is not every song have
Yeah.
the biggest, loudest, bassiest drums I've
Yeah.
ever heard in my life? And so
Yeah.
like 80s drum samples, there's a lot of those in my music, and honestly, like I do feel like I, especially recently, I feel like I've been really pulling from some like really angsty spots with my vocal performance. Like I feel like I could front a pop punk band and
Yeah.
no one would bat an eye.
I will say, when I was trying to pinpoint, I was like, what does he sound like? I was like, one, is that rude to say, like, because we've had several musicians on, and I'm like, is it weird to say, like, you sound like these other people?
Yeah.
Or is that a
I see what you
compliment?
mean. Yeah.
Because it's like, no, I don't want to sound like anybody. I want to sound like me. I want to be the first. Like, when somebody's like,
people
oh,
say
you
that?
might be the next Michael Jordan. And he's like, no, I'm the first me. And I was
Yeah.
like,
So-
all
someone
right,
said that?
dude. I'm sure somebody said
Oh, I
some
thought you
shit.
meant like
Yeah.
on the pod.
No. But I will say, like, you kind of give off Kellen Quinn vibes. You know who that is?
I don't, and that's my favorite is when people tell me that I sound like someone, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Yeah. Damn, I cannot remember the band he's in.
Is this how it felt to not know
Oh,
Phoenix?
Probably. This has got to be it. Look up Kellen Quinn.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember
Fuck, what is his
for
name?
the life of me what the band is called.
I know the fucking albums, and I know what he looks like in the band. I just cannot
Wi-Fi
pinpoint the
is
name.
not working.
Sound like him. You kind of give off a little bit of like
Sleeping with Sirens.
Sleeping with Sirens. You give off like the aura and like personality of like Hobo Johnson. Do you know who that is?
Ooh.
Oh
yeah.
man, that sucks. No, I'm playing.
I was like, fuck.
He's
No,
like,
dude,
I'm
I,
on me, dude.
No, that is that. Yeah, that's really funny.
And then some of the sound,
I'm
I
not
swear
as
to you-
quirky as Hobo Johnson.
Oh, I'm sure. Everybody's like, I'm not picky, I'm not quirky. Everybody is everything.
Yeah.
Just a little bit,
Word.
right? You also give off a little bit of like Owl City.
Adam Young.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Actually, that's funny. I don't know if you listen. I don't know how deep you dove, but I have this song. It's basically the version that I play live of a song called Good Times. So the
Okay.
song is called Good Times Live Edit. And the vocals, the way I processed them were actually like 100% Full Sail rip of how Adam Young does his vocals for Owl City. Because the Owl City, it's like one guy and he produces all of it. So
Yeah.
he engineers all his own stuff. And I don't know, just something like the way he pitches stuff in his vocals, everything like glides. He'd be like, "You would not believe your eyes." It's everything's
Yeah.
like, "Wah, ew, what?" And so like that's in my song. It's like,
What is the thing
and
that does
all the little, what's up?
that? What is the thing that does that?
Oh, the
It's called like, it depends on who you ask. If you ask someone at Berkeley, they're gonna say it's called glissando, and if you ask Rufus, who uses FL Studio, he'll say it's called glide. But it's just it's a thing that you can do in pitch correction software.
Yeah.
So I did a ton of that on one of my songs because I
Word.
like Owl City. Yeah.
I feel like we stumbled across you at like a Starbucks, and we're just like two coffees, just listening to you talk. Just like, he's saying so many things. Wow.
yeah.
You just know a lot of stuff, like musical, like how to compose stuff. It's like, I mean, we're not from that world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He used to DJ weddings.
Yeah. I
Heck
did
yeah,
the
dude! I'll
wedding
DJ a
DJs,
wedding
bro.
here or there.
Dude.
I'll
They're a
bring.
good
He's
home
like,
time,
throw me
man.
some scraps.
They're a good time,
That's,
man.
that's what's up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't get out a lot.
Yeah. What does your day to day look like? I mean, you can pick and choose shows. Are you also like your other like peers, I guess, and have a day job?
So
Or is
I
everything-
I basically I am a freelancer in creative technology. So I'll make that sound a lot less pretentious, which is basically just like anywhere there's like creative stuff and technology happening, I'll do that for people. So I spend a lot of time running sound and doing sound stuff and doing video editing and graphic design for like a church in Destin. And I spend a lot of time producing music and making beats and recording and mixing and mastering other people's music and making graphic design for other people's projects and like making visuals. So I do visual content creation, graphic design, audio. I also will create like audio solutions for people to perform live. So like all the crap that you use to like hear yourself in your ears and like have live auto tune and all that stuff, and I'll engineer and like create those kinds of machines for people. And so just a little of this, a little of that.
But you're totally engulfed in the musical side of things.
Yeah.
Like that's all that you...
Dude, there's not a day that goes by where I'm not interfacing with like audio equipment. And so I will say, like, working at that church in Destin is a tremendous resource, and the people that I work alongside with are so supportive of what I do outside the church. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I shot a music video there because they have a big LED wall, you know what I mean? So it's been such a resource and such a blessing in my life. And that's definitely like a really special one. But every time I'm there, I'm doing something in which is great, because it's like, it really hones my skills. Because I used to work at a restaurant as a host. I worked at this really bougie restaurant out in Grand Boulevard called Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar.
Oh, Fleming's.
And I used to wear a suit and tie every day, if you can believe that. And it was pretty crazy. And all that did was it really honed my social skills. You know what I mean? That's what it helped. But like, and that was good for a season because I worked there for like a couple of years. But now it's like, it's very nice that pretty much every day, even if I'm not working on Pagu stuff, I'm still honing the skills that I use for Pagu. So I guess like I would just say that I'm a jack of all trades in entertainment. Okay. Like entertainment production is kind of what I do.
I kind of feel like we let you down on the last episode then. Because if you know that much stuff and you're like, let me check out these boys.
Like I said, but the thing is, like, I will say it was so off the mark that I knew you guys had like mics. I was like, this has to be a mistake. So I listened to another and I was like, okay, there we go. Okay, you're good.
Yeah, that last one definitely fell flat.
I literally, he's in there cooking afterwards and I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, we can't do anything about it now. It's already...
Yeah,
you know,
that was so weird.
It's above our pay grade to know how to fix shit like that. I'm just like, plug and play kind of thing.
But 100%.
That is so funny. That was the one you listened to. That you're
like, it was the most recent one.
Yeah. You said something earlier about feeling like a mark of success was like your younger self would be like, dude, being on Spotify would be crazy, which is insane because before we started this, I was like, dude, if we make it onto YouTube, not knowing that literally anybody can put anything in the world on YouTube, feeling like that was going to be like, dude, we made it. But with that being said, even when we did post it on YouTube, I was like, brother, we've made it.
We've done it.
Dude.
We're on YouTube. We can 100%. Tell people, you can go watch this.
Yeah. You did make it.
When it has good audio, you know?
Everybody, watch the ones with the good audio. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is wild to see the perspective change once you're more knowledgeable about what you're getting yourself into.
Yes, 100%. There's I think it's like there's like literally there's like a certain amount of years of audio that is uploaded to Spotify every day.
Oh wow. Yeah, he was just surprised me. Yeah. What did you figure out our thing
we have over like 21 days straight of audio.
Oh my god.
Because we do like we've got 200 episodes.
This will be 222.
And they're normally over an hour.
Shout outs to all my punk kids. They're like, angel number.
Right there, baby.
Heck yeah, dude.
Hey.
Like,
yeah.
Do you have that tattooed? I can't see without
yeah. 222.
Oh, word.
It's like a thing with my sister. She brought that whole thing to me.
Your tattoos just look like a gray blob.
Yeah,
because I took off my glasses.
Oh, word.
Yeah. If I had my glasses on, I would just be like looking at all this stuff on the shelf for this whole time.
Is it like overstimulating in here?
No, I'm just like I just am just like very untreated ADHD.
Yeah.
I'm just raw dog in life.
I think that's how it
That
goes,
makes Space
though.
Jam, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
that
but I
adds
know
up.
myself.
That
I know
adds up.
myself.
Well, I respect
You know what I
you
mean?
for that. You're like, we're gonna have to
I
change
know
that.
what I need to do
Yeah.
to get through life. You
Yeah.
know? And-
He's like, musical industry is kind of pretty crazy. Man, fuck TikTok. What's going on over here? To summarize that episode.
yeah, dude. If you had Space Jam going on,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Sup, Lola Bunny?" You know, like it'd be super distracting.
Hey, yo. Fuck your life.
Man.
I definitely had a huge crush on Lola Bunny.
Is that the number one animated crush? Dude, Who Framed
He laughed like
Roger
there was
Rabbit?
definitely was not it.
No, I'm
There's
trying to
definitely
think. I'm
something
trying to
else.
think.
Dude,
I'm trying to think.
the
Number
fucking
one-
the
number
girl
one
from
animated-
a Goofy movie. Brother,
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Roxanne?
You mean the...
she caught
Did
a
you say-
lot of people tripping.
You mean... Are you talking about the...
The love
like,
interest?
the skater one or whatever? Well, I'm thinking of something different.
She's,
No, I think
she
Yeah.
actually doesn't have any
Yeah,
interests or hobbies.
She doesn't
She
do
just
anything.
exists
She's
as
a
the
manic
girl.
pixie dream dog.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
and she is, brother.
she's a baddie.
Spend a good 30 minutes on that.
She's a baddie.
Oh.
I know. Like I was definitely pretty. Wait, what? I know. I was definitely pretty interested in Princess Peach as a kid.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of desensitized because I've watched so much anime, and there's so many baddies in anime. You can't even you can't even simp for one
Dude,
because there's
Sailor
just so
Moon
many.
was crazy.
They're just all made so ridiculously
Yeah.
beautiful looking that you can't like.
Yeah.
At least I mean I know like some dudes are really deep in it. They got their waifus and they got like their
Yeah.
body pillows with them on it.
Yeah.
But like I don't know,
Yeah.
they're just all just like they all look great.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Can't
I
really
feel
land
like
on
it's
one.
weird when people don't find one attractive. I'm like,
What
do
are you mad?
Do you not understand? Like, obviously it's a cartoon, but
Yeah.
you don't understand the gap,
Yeah.
the jump I made.
Yeah.
Like, if she was a real thing,
Yeah.
the features would like. I mean, yeah, 3D, but like you get what I'm saying. You see the features that are awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you don't.
Yeah.
You it just requires.
Trying to sell that to somebody that
There's
doesn't
just
get
like
it.
a tiny
it's
bit
tough.
of suspension of disbelief that takes
Yeah.
place, and like, it's really not that much of a stretch.
Also, they all have great personalities.
Except for Roxanne from Goofy Movie, which we have concluded is just kind of she's just
is
kind of there.
Yeah, she's just kind of there, but sometimes that's all you really need. You just need somebody to kind of.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Actually, no. I hard disagree. Disagree. Hard.
Well,
Just
listen.
there.
Sometimes you need
Hard
to
disagree,
just
pal.
talk and have people listen.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what I mean.
But look.
not like a lifeless body. Y'all took that
Oh
weird.
my god.
No.
I
Not
know
even.
what
It's not
you're
even.
talking
See,
It's not even.
Brother.
Let me see.
hey,
I can't. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you on your glass.
he goes. Let me stare at
Wait
the
a
roll.
minute. She's probably underage. Never mind. I just
The whole
realized that.
movie's underage.
I can't.
Yeah, but
I
at
can't
the
sign off on
time
this.
you were her age.
Okay, that's true. But
That's
I can't,
what I
I
mean.
can't go on
That is
record
true.
saying she's a baddie.
I don't mean I'm going back to revisit her now.
Yeah.
Wait a
all the
minute.
time.
Hold on.
Pulled it up
Let me
last
cook.
night. Watched it last night.
Actually, she
Bookmarked.
it's this was released in 1995 though, so like canonically she's probably like in her 30s or 40s. So I think we're good. I think
Yes.
we're good.
Same thing with Space Jam.
Play
It was
ball.
96. But yeah, it's like there's some good shit out there. I'm not watching whatever cartoons are out now and looking at them.
I will say
Yeah.
this.
I had my
though.
old bodies back then.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say about this. Now, I have not yet watched it, but I'm going to very, very soon because it is my favorite movie in the world. They just made a Scott Pilgrim versus the World
Oh yeah,
anime.
series.
Right,
On Netflix. Yeah.
Shout outs to my boys, Onomanaguchi, who produced the soundtrack for that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So yeah, like Ramona Flowers is like a huge crush of mine, and she's in that cartoon. So maybe I guess like by
Yeah.
default, that's
Yeah.
my animated crush now is anime version Ramona Flowers.
I remember when that movie came out and I watched it. I was like, "There's literally never been a movie like this, to my knowledge."
It's my favorite movie.
and to this day, past that,
Well, have
I've
you
never
seen
seen
Space
anything.
Jam? I mean,
Can't let it go.
Question.
Yeah.
no, but a movie that's actually kind of similar to Scott Pilgrim because it's like it's also adapted from like a media that's not itself, right? Because Scott Pilgrim is like graphic novels,
Yeah.
and they turned into a movie. is the Speed Racer movie. Have you seen the live action
I didn't.
Speed Racer movie?
Holy
I did.
crap.
That was what, 10 years ago,
That
probably?
movie's... Oh, no, dude. That came out in 2008.
Really?
Yeah. That movie rips.
I remember
And it's,
that,
It's
yeah.
adapted from an anime, and it's like, in my opinion, one of the only good live action anime adaptations.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that movie has little to no realism as far as like the dimensions of space and time. Like,
Yeah.
literally things are like layered and look like a comic
book,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? That
I love
movie is
that.
insane.
Yeah.
That's why I loved the Scott Pilgrim thing so much, because
It's
it
very
would be
similar.
it would be like a cutscene where it's like they're on the phone and it'll go immediately into a room that he's walking past.
Dude,
or
they
something.
do that.
I'm like,
You
what
have
the
to
f-
watch Speed Racer. That movie is so
That is
sick.
a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
that
a banger.
movie's really good. But you know, this is a good segue.
Oh.
My number one crush, animated or not,
Okay.
is Caroline Polachek.
You post about her a lot.
Yes, I do. I will say this.
Simping
I
hard.
will say this though, and I can say this.
Pull up a
because,
picture. We don't know what she looks like.
who
alright,
is
go for
this?
it.
Yeah.
So, the reason I'm posting about her a lot is because I'm kind of psyoping my audience. I'm releasing a song on
Also
this.
write that word down.
I'm releasing a song this Friday called Caroline Polachek, I Love You. And it's about Caroline Polachek.
Yeah. I think we.
Yeah,
adds
yeah.
up.
And
The
so,
other words
the
we
thing
couldn't
is,
figure out, but the song I think.
I'm trying to establish in the Pagu lore that I have a crush on her,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to release a song that's like
Well, that's just nice.
openly.
Nice,
Let me
I
see.
guess.
I'll put on my
Say-
I'll put on my glasses to look
He's
at Caroline
obsessing over her
Polachek.
and still
Let me
wants to
see.
look at
Let
the
me see.
photo.
I do. Heck yeah, dude. She's beautiful, and she's like 39. Can you believe that?
What?
Yeah, dude. She is 39. Dude, 15-year age gap. I don't care.
I'm buff.
Brother, your battery
you
says
wanna-
12?
Yeah, dude, I live life on the edge, man. Let me live, you know?
I've never seen it
okay,
say numbers,
dude.
though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I
Mine's
only
just
rock with
colors.
numbers, dude. So I know.
They know you're like, we're just gonna give this guy the colors. Oh, it's red. I have to charge my
Yeah,
phone.
they're like, he can't count
We're gonna
for
keep
shit.
things simple for him.
Yeah.
But yeah. So bottom line is, I'm releasing a song called Caroline Polachek. Parenthetical, I love you. And I'm adding to the Pagu lore that, like, because I haven't really posted about her a lot. This has been like a very private crush. I think my friends know, but like I'm trying to let in.
But I feel like I knew.
You knew that I had a.
I thought
Oh, you got psyoped, dude! You fell for my trap. That's awesome. You thought you knew because I let you know.
So do you?
I'm
so
so
this
lost.
is real deal, right?
I feel like you post about her, no?
I do, and that's because I'm trying to really convey that now. But this has been standing for like months, years, you know, my affection for this woman, my parasocial affection. But yeah, I'm glad you're noticing that I'm posting about her, because I am. Because I want people to.
I hope so. Because if
I
not, we got
see
some mental
it.
problems over here.
I want people to know. I feel like I'm not making sense here. Like, I want people
Hey,
to.
just because I don't understand, everyone else will.
Yeah.
It's really simple. I want people to to know that I simp for Caroline Polachek, so that when this song comes out on Friday, it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna make
It's adding
sense.
to the
like it's gonna be like the final shebang, and like
Yeah.
it's really gonna put a cherry on top. You
You
know?
start the song off, "This is not a joke, people,"
Yeah.
and then the song plays.
It's
Yeah.
a very earnest song, I will say. Like,
Word.
it's a complicated song, man, and it's complicated because it's not a joke song. You know?
Yeah.
I wrote that song with all the passion and love that I could muster for someone that I do not know. You know what I mean?
How did you find her? Or like, what is the journey that led you to this love?
Yeah, there's a band called Chairlift that it was like a duo, and she was one of the two in that band, and then she went on to do her own solo stuff. And honestly, like, I really liked her music and just her vibe and stuff. Like, honestly, that like, I think her music and like her musicianship is like very sexy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't even I don't even feel like it's all that because she's like physically attractive.
Yeah.
Like her music is like really sexy. And I think I like saw like the first video I saw of her performing live, I was like, dang, dude,
Yeah.
that is nuts. I've never seen.
He's like, that's doing
He's
some.
like,
No, I didn't say that.
That's crazy.
I did not say that. That's so
We
funny.
said it
I
for
did not
you.
say that.
Sorry, dude. It's fine.
That's
what we're here
hilarious.
for. You
That's
know?
hilarious.
I need a pillow, guys.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So
You're blushing like she's gonna walk in.
I know,
Guess
dude.
what? We have a
Christina!
surprise for you.
It's Caroline, bro.
Sorry,
not
I don't
Christina.
know.
Damn.
I actually,
He's taking it personal.
I am,
Have some
dude.
respect.
Put
for
some
Miss
respect on
Polachek,
Caroline's
man.
name, bro. Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, it's not a joke song, but it is silly because it's silly to write a unabashed love song to your celebrity crush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this woman
No,
has
but
no idea I exist, and I'm like pouring my heart out.
What if she's just playing hard to get?
How many have you DM'd her?
I have.
Have you sent
I have.
her a note yet?
Dude, I did DM her once. I think I just said hey, just so I could like screenshot it and show it to my friends and probably like unsent it. But I'm hoping that this song, I'm hoping that like enough of my people will like tag her and like send this song to her that she will hear it.
Yeah.
And I know that like her guitarist is like has like he like my friend group knows her guitarist, so like Hail Mary, if she doesn't see it, I could get my friends to like send it to, exactly. So
We've done some shit like that.
yeah, and like so I think like at the end of the day I think she's gonna hear it and she's gonna like probably fall in love with me instantly.
What is the worst outcome?
What is the worst outcome? Oh dude, the worst outcome,
She blocked
Bless
you.
his heart.
no dude, the worst outcome is like there's no way this happens.
It blows up
No, the
because
worst-
number one.
The worst thing that happens is she finds it creepy. That is the worst. But the thing is, it's not a creepy song. Like, it's not suggestive. It's not.
coming from the
The
creep.
guy, the guy who's putting it out.
It's not a creepy
It's
song.
It's not creepy.
It's
I
not
wrote
a
a love
creepy
song about
song.
someone I don't know.
Dude, it's not creepy at all. But the thing is, like, it's
So
could we pause the recording and I could play it and then we can just like get back to it and you could like tell the listeners to listen to the song because it will be out.
I mean, could you just play it for us after?
Yeah.
It was an awesome song. We heard it.
It was
Yeah.
great. It's not creepy.
I absolutely.
It's not
It wasn't
Hey,
creepy
it's
at all.
not creepy at
It's not
all. And if
creepy.
you fucking think it's creepy, stop following us.
That's
What's
right.
up, dude?
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, so
Don't be a creep.
Yeah, I'll put this guy on you.
that is the worst outcome though is if she like finds it kind of creepy and she thinks that I'm like I don't know because the thing is it's complicated. Like yeah, I have a crush on her. Am I actually in love with her? Yes.
Yeah.
Right. She just DMs you. Stop writing songs about me.
Dude, I don't know.
You're like I
it's-
wrote one. Jeez.
It's complicated. It really is because you know, you can only have so much love for someone that you
you've never
do not know.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean it's more like a thorough appreciation
Yeah.
than love, if anything.
How similar are y'all's musical like vibes?
Well, her
like,
music is good for starters.
I mean, so is yours.
Oh, that was a joke.
like for example, the duo that she used to be in.
Chairlift is very Pagu core. Her stuff
So-
now is a lot more avant-garde.
So you guys could never duo. Like if she was like, "Yo, you're crazy good."
Oh, dude,
Would
for
you
sure,
wanna do
because
something-
I'm a pretty versatile producer, so
Yeah,
like,
word.
hit me up, dude. I could definitely, yeah, I think for sure, and like, she has like a lot of those like '80s drum stuff I was talking about, like in her first record and whatnot. I definitely think we could collab for sure, and like, yeah, not two of my songs sound alike. I feel like they're very, very different song to song because I like so much different types of music.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
And your other influence was Porter Robinson.
Porter Robinson.
So would it
The
absolutely crush you if Porter was like fucking Christina over here?
Christina Polachek, yeah.
Caroline. Yeah.
Golly. Two
It-
times.
But if Porter was like, and Caroline started like,
If Porter Roberts and Catalina Polachek, I could carry on.
but if like they became a thing, would that just crush you completely?
Well, Porter's married, so yes. It would,
Oh wow! So you'd just be turned on him.
that would be
you cheated
really,
on your wife.
That'd be really crazy. Yeah, that'd be really wacky. I'd be pretty pissed if Porter cheated on his wife with anyone. Actually,
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to him after this.
I'll text you.
Don't do that.
Make
don't
sure
do
he
that.
knows, yeah.
Hey,
We're warning you.
just so you know,
Yeah,
don't cheat on your wife, or else Pagu will be mad.
we're watching you, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there anything else like musically you have coming up other than this Friday drop?
Yes.
Oh, but you don't want to like give a heads up, right?
Oh, okay. Well, it's not music. It's not. That's like a good read. That was very astute.
I didn't mean that wasn't like me.
No, I know. I
jabbing.
know
Okay,
exactly
okay.
where you're coming from, and like I'm like, yeah, you get me.
Okay.
But I'm playing the Handlebar on December 8th.
And it's like an experience thing.
It's very new. I'll guest list you guys for sure if you want to come out and check out the show. It's very, very new, and I don't want to give too much away because I want to like maintain some of the mystique of like a debut.
Yeah.
But it basically, much of my live shows, I feel like thus far have been, I like saw artists like me. I was like, this is how they do their music live. So that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? And a lot of that looks like you're playing tracks and you have like vocal processing and you have like lights that are sequenced with the music and maybe visuals that are sequenced with the music. And then the thing is, I realized I was like, man, I have this much of my personality, like this pie, right? My personality and like Pagu, and like this is how much I'm really offering in the live show.
Yeah.
Like it's a very, like you're not getting any. You're just getting me singing my songs with a band. And it's like cool. It's cool. Yeah. The live show is cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, that's I have a lot more adjectives to offer than cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, how can I make it funny, and how can I make it interactive, and how can I make it like more, you know?
Yeah.
So it's called Pagu TV, and it is basically, there's like a little bit of performance art in there, there's like comedy, and it is like definitely a technological experience, I guess.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm cool with like talking about is the fact that the basis of the visual experience is like there's a lot of old TVs that are all linked together and like playing visuals.
That's
And it's like each song has a visual that's like specially programmed for that song. You know what I mean? So like lyrics and stuff will be on the TVs. And I'm really excited about that because the TVs have so much character, and like some of them are really scuffed and terrible and like reproduce colors in like a horrible way. And they do things that more like most artists that are like super big play with like LED walls and stuff. And it's like very clean cut, reproducible, like it makes sense. The CRT TVs, these old tube TVs I'm using, are just like, some of them are so jacked up, and like the images like jitter and stuff, and like,
or the slides across.
and like literally one of them like just randomly turns off, and I have to like smack it around, and I just love the fact that I'm gonna be doing that on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that adds so much character to the production, and there like with the performance element, the kind of like a little bit of theater vibes in the production is that, and again, I don't want to give too much away, but the production, like the show, the live show is almost like self-aware.
Hell yeah.
And so it's like me and the live show. The live show is like a character almost. And it's my experience with
That's
this
tight,
like
dude.
sentient live show.
I feel like your like personal perception of your pie slice is like this or whatever. Brother, that thing is, I gotta have it half the pie.
That's a thing.
Well, I'm saying like
You're a whole pie boy.
the thing is, now I feel like I do. Now
okay,
I feel like I'm offering a little more.
Yeah.
It's a bigger slice. But I feel like with the previous live show, I was really not giving too much, and so now I do feel like I'm giving at least a healthy 48.2% of the
It's a
pie.
good percentage.
That should be
too.
some Pagu merch. Bigger slice?
Bigger size question mark?
Yeah. A little hat with a bigger slice on
Yeah.
it.
Dude, yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right.
Big idea, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
you fucking come here, boy.
That's my
All
dog.
right.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
So that's December
8th.
8th.
December 8th at the Handlebar. Tickets are $10.
It looks interesting. Like the flyer you have for it, like I just based off of talking with you and like hearing like your mind and you being able to explain like your music, dude, I feel like everybody's got to go to that show.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Hell
Yeah.
dude.
I appreciate that.
For sure.
I hope you guys can make it out. Like I said, I'll guest list you, give you a little +1 action.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Bring out your friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
super
man.
fun. The only thing that's like stressing me out about it is I have a lot to do left, and I'm about to go to Ohio for Thanksgiving for like a week, and I do not want to bring work to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So like I'm leaving my laptop at home. I'm just like, historically, I've had a really bad habit of being like so tapped into like Pagu stuff around family. And I'm really trying to like overcome that and be more present.
Disconnect from that.
Yeah,
side of
exactly.
things.
I'm such a workaholic.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I'm leaving all my laptops at home, and I'm just gonna focus on family, which is mind numbing because it's like a week or two before the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
It's difficult to do, but
it
it'll
is what it
definitely be
is.
worth it. Though,
Yeah, I'll definitely
you know?
be pulling some all nighters. But
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited about it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. It'll be good.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, we're going to shout out some sponsors. If you are in Pensacola and you're looking to get some jiu-jitsu training or just like body movement training, wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, we have a place for you, Pensacola Kazushi Club. I don't know why it goes Kazushi Club Pensacola.
I think it sounds
like,
better. I think
Atlanta,
it rolls better off
Yeah.
the tongue. Kazushi Club Pensacola. Pensacola Kazushi Club.
but it shouldn't, since we don't have another neighboring Kazushi Club, shouldn't it just be Kazushi Club around here?
And I think it was kind of proactive.
Yeah.
Kazushi Club around here. That's what they should change their Instagram to.
All right, dude.
Big
Kazushi
ideas.
Club
guy.
around here.
Anyways, Derek Overby, Dakota, you got Casey Overby, you got the whole crew of boys up there teaching people. We have people come through like Pat, Darby, Josh, all sorts of people from
Gulf Shores.
yeah,
and-
10 Planet Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get some good training, there's open mat on Saturdays. During the week, you know the schedule a little better than I do.
Yeah, there is classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, and then Monday through Thursday nights.
Yeah.
So every day we have a class.
And Monday is Dakota's day, which is the wrestling judo classes. But he floats around throughout the week, so you can always ask him tips and tricks on stuff. But Derek is absolutely a madman when it comes to jiu-jitsu. And he's a smaller guy, so he knows things that'll work on pretty much every body type.
Yeah.
If they're not in Pensacola, where do they go?
They're going to Panacea Martial Arts, baby.
All right.
Over there in Foley. That is Tony Rayborn's gym. An amazing gym. A great group of people over there. They've got
Huge.
classes for, gigantic. Their gym is constantly growing. They've got classes for anywhere from children all the way up to advanced gi and no gi stuff. So if you're doing any of that kind of stuff or new to the area or kind of want to get out of Pensacola a little bit, definitely check them out. Tony's an amazing dude.
He also just found himself in an absolute tournament coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Trey's throwing on.
Oh,
but
word.
he threw himself into the absolute.
Hell yeah.
Win $1,000 cash for first place.
I got money on Tony, baby.
Yeah, Tony's
He
a
puts in
problem.
work, dude. He
He's
puts
a
in work.
problem,
He really
dude.
does. He knows what the hell he's doing, dude.
Yeah.
So definitely check those dudes out. If you're over there on Wednesday nights, you'll meet Rich Shimleski, who's the owner of a Lifestyle Experiment, which is our no-gi grappling sponsor.
This is an old joint, but bro,
Yeah. But
check out they have this I think in black and gold right now on the website.
But
ALEFL.com.
But yeah, they hook us up with all of our rash guards and no-gi shorts that we wear for training. That's all we wear for training now. So definitely check them out. You can find them at a Lifestyle Experiment on Instagram. They've got all kinds of they're dropping new stuff right now. They just dropped gis last month. So definitely get up to date with them. Check them out at ALEFL.com. You can sign up for their email club and all that kind of good stuff, so you get updates on when stuff is dropping, pre-sale stuff, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the holiday season, so why not get some stuff for anybody that's training in your family
grappling homie,
or somebody you want to start to train? Like, give
they
them
gotta
a nudge,
train
a
if
little
you buy
hint.
them a rash guard.
Yeah, dude, I just dropped fucking dough.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do
pull
about
up,
it,
dude?
Push them.
Yeah. And
Kind
you
of get
can
in
go
a fist fight and then be like, "You see how I whooped your ass?"
and you can go to Kazushi Club or Panacea for a free trial. So pull up, dude. What's up?
Also, speaking of getting gifts for people, if you want to get that permanent gift, one that just will not go away, and I'm not talking about a ring on that finger, I'm talking about ink in that skin. Mm-hmm. You get them a tattoo. Johnny Mumbles at Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio. He's doing some big things. He's got some apprentices coming up through the ladder, or whatever you call that little word.
Yeah.
They're amazing artists. They got huge potential, and they got people coming in through Australia, Chicago, Boston.
Yeah, they have like a rotating door of artists that come in and will stay like a couple weeks. So there's always new faces in there. Yeah, doing guest spots and stuff. So there's always new faces in there. And they do all kinds of walk-in stuff, which is great. So
get you a Pagu tattoo.
Yeah,
Pagu tramp stamp.
Let her rip.
That should be the only approved.
If you get a Pagu tramp stamp, you'll get 10% off at every Pagu show. Since after
like
that.
for life.
Yeah, 10%
For
off
the entire
for life.
You know what?
That's a deal.
I'll make that 15.
Ooh. Hey, if he's feeling right, he might make it 20 on the spot.
I don't know. Okay.
All right.
All right.
He's like, they do not speak for me.
Pagu tramp stamp would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be tight. Well, hell yeah, dude. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for, telling us a little bit about your music and you, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was.
I had a good time.
Yeah. Heck yeah. And y'all go watch him December 8th at the Handlebar. So
yeah, check out his single drops Friday, maybe.
Yeah. No, it'll be out. It'll
be out. Yeah.
Check out the song that came out a few days ago.
It will literally
called Caroline Polachek.
Oh, here's a good question.
Love you.
Does it play like I've always meant to ask this to people who are on the couch, like when you drop something, how do you make it on Instagram? Is there a different like application to make it like when you're?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Music on Instagram where you can add it.
I'd say for me and a lot of people, DistroKid is what we use, which is like that is a very popular distribution service right now. It handles all that.
Oh, word. Okay.
This is not a plug for DistroKid, though. I hate you.
Okay, because I've seen really.
You're predatorial.
I've seen.
You're never gonna see this.
I've seen really.
I hate you. Sorry.
I hate you.
Go ahead and get mad at me.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee yee.
Yee yee.